I am so glad to be with you all today. Welcome to Westside Unitarian Universalist Church, where compassion leads us to work for justice and equality. I'm glad you came today, and it is my hope that you will find something here that nourishes your heart, feeds your mind, and grows your spirit. My name is Debbie Rake, and I'm your worship associate this morning. Be you a spiritual seeker, an atheist, or a theist, Westside is a community of many beliefs, genders, and sexualities, a community of diverse cultural, racial, and class backgrounds, a community of varied abilities and gifts. Some here find inspiration in the great books, others in the great outdoors, and others still in great conversations. Whoever you may be, all are welcome in our inclusive congregation. To newcomers and old friends alike, together we say, welcome. At Westside, we are raising the next generation of Unitarian Universalists, and we want them to know that they're an important part of our community. Several years ago, we chose to be radically inclusive and to adopt a multi-generational worship where our services include all family members. So, welcome especially to children and youth of all ages. There are a number of announcements included in your order of service. Please take any of them with you that you might need for reminders this week or to share with others. And I'd like to particularly call your attention to the fact we're having a Christmas Eve service, and it is going to be stellar. Secondly, on this page that says Save the Date, we've got all kinds of upcoming events that are in addition to our regular services, so I hope that you'll look at it and mark your calendar. For those of you joining us online or visiting with us today, if you are not already on our mailing list, please sign up by clicking the link at the bottom of our westsideu.org website. And for those of you here in person with us, please take a moment to silence all of your devices. This morning, the reflection, The Hope of Humor, will be given by Reverend Russell Elleven. He will speak remotely. He asks, is laughter really the best medicine? No, medicine is the best medicine. But humor can be helpful. Now, I invite you to take a deep breath, and from wherever you are, settle into this sacred space that we create, and let us worship together as we listen to this morning's prelude, Toccata by Khachaturian, performed. No? What you got? A slight change of pace? Performed by Gwen Genius, Jingle Bells. It's funny, glad to see you. Our opening words are Flung by Reverend Scott Taylor. Joy doesn't simply arise. It flies. It flings. No, it is flung. It is passed. It is spread between you and me, between the one who just received a gift and the one that has been looking for it for a long time. It's a beautiful and elegant contagion over which we have more control than we think, if only we share it. If only we notice that joy is not ours to keep, but ours to pass on. So let's light up the world, friends. Joy blesses us with its exuberances, so we can make that blessing grow. As do many Unitarian Universalist congregations, we begin our time together this morning with the lighting of a chalice. I invite Davika Lyles and Riley. They anticipated me, I'm happy to say. They will be lighting our chalice this morning. The chalice is a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith and represents the Unitarian Universalist Association, or UUA. The flaming chalice symbolizes the heritage of our past, the warmth of community, and the light of hope within this church today. Our chalice lighting words today are warmth, joy, togetherness by Ben Sewell.
From a distance, a group of people is silhouetted by a vibrant sunset. Out of the darkness, light. Out of the light, warmth. Out of the warmth, joy. Out of the joy, togetherness. May this flame hold us for the time we are here with one another.
Our opening hymn is number 354, We Laugh, We Cry, yes, in our gray hymnal. Please stand as you are able and so moved, and join our song leader, Carol Kappa.
We'll sing all 4 verses. We laugh, we cry, we live, we die, we dance, we sing our song. We need to feel there's something here to which we can belong. We need to feel the freedom just to have some time alone. But most of all, we need close friends we can call our very own. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have fun and need to be together. We have our hearts to give, we have our thoughts to receive, and we believe that sharing is an answer. A child is born among us, and we feel a special bond. We see time's endless journey as we watch the baby grow. We thrill to feel imagination freely running wild. We dedicate our minds and hearts to
Please remain standing and join me in our affirmation. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to work for justice through action, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with creation. Thus do we covenant with one another. You may be seated. Please come forward if you are young at heart or would like to have a close-up view of our Time for All Ages, presented by our innovative Director of Religious Education, Nikki Kennedy. Afterwards, we will sing the children back to their seats with "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple," number 16 in your gray hymnal.
Good morning. I know it's dreary, but I know we can do better. Good morning. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, one of the things that makes me giggle and smile and know I'm loved is because our worship associates like to use their vocabulary, specifically adjectives, to describe me. And I never quite know what's going to happen. I mean, what they're going to say. I know it's going to be positive, and I appreciate it, but it always makes me giggle. So today, I want to talk to you guys a little bit. So Russell's going to share with us why humor is important. And it made me think of why I like to laugh. How many of you like to laugh in here? How many of you laugh at yourself in here? How many of you, when somebody else is giggling and they can't stop, it makes you giggle? Yeah, me too. So, you know, there's lots of different reasons we laugh. There's lots of different reasons we find things funny. And what we find funny says something about us, right? Like some people might say that I have teenage boy humor, and that's true sometimes. I won't share that with you this morning, but sometimes that's true. I also like slapstick jokes. I also find it really funny when something happens. Like my mom, maybe you've seen that where you squirt some whipped cream on your hand and you try to pounce it up. Yeah, she didn't make it. It hit her face the first time, all in her hair, and the second time it hit the ceiling. And I laughed so hard. Nobody got hurt, but we did have to find a ladder and climb on the ceiling. But those are some of the reasons why I like to laugh. Also, humor is sometimes linked to creativity and intelligence. And when I look around this room, I see a lot of creative and intelligent people, so I know you guys have a good sense of humor. So when I think of jokes, some of you know this. I ask you often for jokes. And what Riley, as a high school student, may share with me and find funny, like this morning he shared a chemistry joke, and I'm going to share it. I'm going to try. Someone walked into the bar and ordered, two people walked into the bar, and one of them asked for H2. The bartender said, "What would you like to drink?" And the first guy said, "H2O." Gave him a glass of water. The second guy said, "I'd like H2O too." For those of you that aren't familiar with chemistry, that's not something you can drink and stay alive. So Riley has a good sense of humor, right, for somebody in high school. But maybe you're more of a slapstick person. Or maybe you'll like this joke. Why was Cinderella so bad at soccer? James? She was always running from the ball. See? Yeah. Why are teddy bears never hungry? They're always stuffed. They're always stuffed. So I was looking at some Star Trek jokes because some of them are really funny. Some of them I won't share with you guys because they're poop humor, and I don't think you want to do that during the service. But it was a picture of Captain Kirk, and he said, Spock, I'm reading this really great book about gravity. And Spock replies to Captain Kirk, that's fascinating, Captain. And Captain Kirk says, I just can't put it down. Ah. So humor is really important. It can relieve stress. And I know for some of us, leading up to the holidays, leading up to the end of the year, can be a really stressful situation. I know for families, you have school and shows and productions and work. And for everybody else, there's lots going on. We're having to make decisions about traveling and about what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And so my hope to you is that you guys all find something good to laugh at. You all remember that it's really important to laugh and to have less stress and how important laughter can be. And I have one more joke. Knock, knock. Tank. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you guys find humor in your week. I hope you find laughter in this community. And I hope you know that in this community, you are all loved. Thank you.
Number 16 is a gift to be simple. Tis a gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free, tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in a place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. Where true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till our turning we come round right.
Good morning. I'm Jane Hardwick, one of the Pastoral Care Team Associates. In our community here at Westside, we make time each week to share pieces of our lives with one another. We do this because each person in this community has value. Members of the team can be identified wearing a Pastoral Care Team badge. Please submit your joys and concerns to the team by completing one of these orange forms at the welcome desk, by emailing us at pastoralcare@westsideu.org, or contacting any member of the team. The other current members of our team are Carol Kappa, John Fisher, Debbie Rake, Brenda McKeon, and Barbara Crotty. Would the members of the team please raise your hands so our congregation can see who you are? We have one mix joy and concern, and a couple more joys. This is regarding Tom Woods from Brenda McKeon. Tom Woods is doing okay from recent surgery. He has a minor procedure this week. Please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. And a joy from the awareness team, the A-team. It was a beautiful Saturday evening in our Fairmount neighborhood last night. Several Westsiders participated in the annual Fairmount Neighborhood Fundraiser, Festivus. Our volunteerism is making an impact in our community. And thank you, A-team. And this is from Charles Ford. Looking at the 7-day forecast last night, and this is in regard to the stargazing time we're going to be having. Looking at the 7-day forecast last night, I'm expecting a clear, moonless sky for Saturday festivities. I look forward to sharing my astronomical eyepiece views with everyone on a night that gives us some of the coolest targets. I'm hoping to have several members of the Fort Worth Astronomical Society in attendance as well. I will be bringing 2 tracking telescopes and my astrophotography rig. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's quite interesting. I am new in the Fort Worth Astronomical Society and don't quite know what to expect, but still very excited. I think this is a real opportunity for everyone. That's the 21st. And then he adds to that, I plan to be in the garden from 4 to 10 p.m., weather permitting. To unsubscribe from this and from the group and stop receiving emails, and it goes on about that. But please keep that on your calendar, the 21st. You get to see stars and everything, and if you've seen the moon last night, it's going to be something to see. We make space each week for musical centering, knowing the life and experience of every person matters, and together our lights shine brighter. As we hold the joys and concerns among us, both those spoken and unspoken, let us sing together, voice still and small, in the gray hymnal number 391.
Voice still and small, deep inside all, I hear you call, singing. In dark and gray, sorrow and pain, still you remain, singing. Calming my fears, quenching my tears, through all the years, singing.
Good morning. My name is Diane Austin, and I'm a co-leader of the meditation groups here at Westside. I now invite you to relax your mind and body and join in a time of meditation. Today, we will begin with an introduction titled Meditation on Letting Go by Thomas Rhodes. After the introduction, our bell will sound to signal the start of a minute of silence for your own meditation, prayer, or reflection, and it will sound again at the end. Meditation on letting go. Let us enter into a time of meditation, contemplation, and prayer. Feel the earth beneath your feet as it supports you. Feel the love of this community as it surrounds and enfolds you. Feel your breath as it flows in and out of your body. Listen to your heartbeat. Listen to your heart. Take another breath and hold it. The air you hold in your body is the most precious thing in the world, for your very life depends on it. And yet, none of us can hold on to it for more than a moment, or else we would strangle and die. So please exhale. What is most precious to us must be released so that we may live and live fully. Look into your heart. Find what is there and hold it. The love you hold within your heart is the most precious thing in the world, and yet no one can hold on to it any more than your heart can withhold its blood, or else we would die from loneliness and misery. What is most precious to us must be shared, so that we may love and love fully. Look into your life at those things that are most precious to you. Look again. You will find that their value lies not in being held, but in being shared. Life, love, laughter, longing. May we share these precious gifts, that they may return to us, multiplied beyond measure. May it be so, blessed be, and amen.
Here at Westside, we practice our UU faith in a variety of ways. One of those ways is by giving 100% of gifts to our weekly collection, unless otherwise designated, to support organizations who carry out our transcendent values of compassion, justice, and equality. Westside's plate offering for December is Equality Texas. This organization was formed in 2006, evolving from the 1986 Lesbian Gay Rights Lobby of Texas. It is now the state's leading advocacy organization defending the rights of LGBTQIA+ Texans against attack. Equality Texas works to secure full equality for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer Texans through political action, education, community organizing, and collaboration. It envisions a Texas where LGBTQIA+ Texans and their families have full equality in the hearts and minds of our fellow Texans and in all areas of the law. Stay tuned for actions to be taken during the Texas legislative session as Equality Texas meets directly with lawmakers on bills that affect our LGBTQIA+ community to make Texas a safer, more welcoming state for everyone. Knowing that our current Texas government has few boundaries where it comes to harm and hate, Equality Texas has been preparing since October for the 2025 legislative session. Equality Texas and Texans, including Westsiders, fought off a bathroom bill in 2017, and believe it or not, caring Texans have managed to keep access to bathrooms for trans folk along with 36 other states. Get ready to join Equality Texas in the fight again for bathroom equity, among other harmful bills. Equality Texas will also advocate for good bills that protect the LGBTQ+ community. Though federal law prohibits employer discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender, Texas is one of the 26 states that doesn't explicitly prohibit such employment discrimination. A Texas bill would enshrine those protections. Please support Equality Texas as you are able. If you are giving toward your stewardship pledge, please use the envelopes at the bottom of the bowl as it is passed. Now let us join this musical offering, the Polar Express by Alan Silvestri, performed by Gwen. That was beautiful. We thank you so much for putting into practice the spiritual value of generosity. Our giving connects us to the wider web of our community. And thank you for also keeping your stewardship commitment current to keep our congregation's important work going. It is time for our reading. Today's reading is responsive. It's in your gray hymnal, number 515. We Lift Up Our Hearts in Thanks by Richard M. Fuchs. I thought you were, okay. For the sun and the dawn, which we did not create,
For the moon and the evening,
which we did not make. For food, which we plant but cannot grow. For friends and loved ones, we have not earned and cannot buy. For this gathered company, which welcomes us as we are, from wherever we have come.
For
For all our free churches that keep us human and encourage us in our quest for beauty, truth, and love. For all things which come to us as gifts of being from sources beyond ourselves, gifts of life and love and friendship, we lift up our hearts in thanks this day. And now we will hear from Dr. Elleven.
Hello, my friends. It's good to be with you again today, albeit virtually. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you are enjoying being with your Westside community this Sunday morning. Today I'm going to reflect with you as best I can about humor and how it is a benefit. Some might even say that humor is a blessing in our lives. I love to laugh, and you know what? The vast majority of human beings enjoy laughing. We enjoy humor as a species. I do understand and acknowledge that humor, when aimed at another individual or another group, is problematic and can be offensive. This morning, however, I want to focus on the benefits of humor that has no intention to do harm. Because laughter can bring us together. When we laugh together in a group and we have a rush of endorphins with others who are feeling the same thing, it can be quite beneficial to the cohesiveness of the larger group. Laughing together can bring us together as a community. This concept is so important to me that some of you have noticed a tendency of mine, and that is that almost every reflection I offer begins with some sort of funny joke or story. In a reflection, I want to get us going together in the same direction. I want us to feel good about being here. I want us to laugh together and see others sitting next to us enjoying being here too. Some of those humorous stories are shorter, but some, like this one, is a little bit longer. You see, there was a hairstylist in a smallish town who everyone said did a wonderful job styling hair. But they also said the hairstylist was kind of negative about everything else in the world. So there was a woman in town who was at this hairstylist salon getting her hair fixed up for a trip to Rome with her spouse. She mentioned the trip to the stylist, who responded, "Rome? Why would anyone want to go there? It's crowded and dirty. You're silly to go to Rome." "So how are you getting there?" "Well, we're taking Continental Airlines," was the reply. "We got a great rate." "Continental?" exclaimed the hairstylist. "That's a terrible airline. Their planes are old, their flight attendants are not attentive, and they're always late." "So where are you staying in Rome?" "We'll be at this exclusive little place over on Rome's Tiber River called Teste." "Don't go any further. I know that place. Everybody thinks it's going to be something special and exclusive, but it's really just a dump." "We're also going to see the Vatican and maybe get a chance to see the Pope." "That's rich," laughed the hairstylist. "You and a million other people trying to see him. He'll look like the size of an ant. Boy, good luck on this lousy trip of yours. You're going to need it." A month later, the woman again came into the salon for a new hair appointment. The stylist asked her about the trip to Rome. "Oh, it was wonderful," exclaimed the woman. "Not only were we on time in one of Continental's brand new planes, but it was overbooked, and they bumped us up to first class. The food and wine were scrumptious, and I had a wonderful steward who waited on me hand and foot. And the hotel was great. They just finished a $5 million remodeling job, and now it's a jewel, the finest hotel in the city. They too were overbooked, so they apologized and gave us their owner's suite at no extra charge. Well, muttered the hairstylist, that's all well and good, but I know you didn't get to see the Pope. Actually, we were quite lucky in that regard, because as we toured the Vatican, a Swiss guard tapped me on the shoulder and explained that the Pope likes to meet some of the visitors, and if I'd be so kind as to step into his private room and wait, the Pope would personally greet me. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, the Pope walked through the door and shook my hand. I knelt down, and he spoke a few words to me. Oh, really? What'd he say? The Pope said, "Who screwed up your hair?" The benefits of humor, some say, have been recognized for a very long time. I mean, one of the first things people like to point to when examining humor is that the Bible mentions that it is the best medicine. And I very much like the idea that laughter is the best medicine is a sentiment found in the Bible. Many years ago, though not as many years ago as the Bible, the journalist and author Norman Cousins wrote a book some of you may remember. It was titled The Anatomy of an Illness as Perceived by the Patient. In the book, Cousins let the reader in on his diagnosis of heart disease and other serious ailments. He then explained how he got better. He had a daily regimen of high-dose vitamin C and high doses of hilarity. Cousins would take the vitamin C, but he believed in the power of laughter. He believed laughter made a positive difference in his life, and he believed everyone could use more laughter in their lives. 10 minutes of laughter brought on by comedic films or of watching the television show Candid Camera would bring hours of pain relief to Cousins. The book was published in 1979, and when Cousins died in 1990, he had outlived all of his physicians' predictions on when his life would end. It was a full 36 years after his initial diagnosis of heart disease that Cousins actually died. But the earlier book I mentioned, the Bible, as best I can tell, and I'm no biblical scholar by any means, but it doesn't actually say that laughter is the best medicine. I didn't conduct an exhaustive search, but I didn't find that line in the Bible. It does say in the 17th chapter of Proverbs, verse 22, that a cheerful heart is a good medicine, but a downcast spirit dries up the bones. That's pretty close, and probably what people mean when talking about a biblical reference to laughter being the best medicine. And just as an aside, Lord Byron also said, "Always laugh when you can. It is cheap medicine." But in all probability, from what I have read, it was likely early television game show host Bennett Cerf and possibly comedian Milton Berle who said laughter is the best medicine and made the saying famous and part of our collective memory. Because just like Cerf and Berle, we know intuitively, don't we, that laughter is better for us than sadness. We can certainly get relief from a good cry when we are sad, but a good cry will have almost always left me feeling thankful I'm not dead, while a hearty fit of laughter almost always leaves me feeling thankful to be alive. And while I do feel thankful in both scenarios, it is the laughter that leaves me feeling objectively better. and I think we know this in our hearts already. But it is good to have some scientific backup to our intuitive belief that laughter is good for us. And the Mayo Clinic provides us with such information. By the way, I do not believe the Mayo Clinic would say laughter is the best medicine. I think, like me, the Mayo Clinic would say that medicine is the best medicine, but that humor and laughter has the potential to help us feel better too. The Mayo Clinic says laughter has short-term and long-term benefits. Short-term benefits include an immediate stimulation of certain organs when endorphins are released into the brain. Our stress response is relieved, if only for a few minutes, but in that time, our heart rate reduces and blood pressure lowers. In the long term, laughter can increase the functioning of our immune system. It can serve as a natural pain reliever. An overall increase in life satisfaction is noticed, and our overall mood can be lifted. All from laughing, all from appreciating the bright side of life. Now, not everything is ha-ha funny. I mentioned a few reflections back that I have a Google alert set up for news stories that mention the words Unitarian Universalist. One of the fun things I found recently through that Google alert is that a Unitarian Universalist minister from Maryland was going to appear on the game show Jeopardy! If you are also a fan of the show, and I try to watch Jeopardy! Most weekdays, then on December 4th, you also saw the Reverend Kimberly Debus appear on the show. Debus didn't win. She came in second place that day, but she seemed honestly delightful, and it made me smile. And I knew the endorphins were reacting in my brain when she represented our faith so well on the national stage. Then there are the things that can sort of shock you into laughter. Something that takes you off guard enough that laughter involuntarily bursts forth in an oh my God moment. Though you can never really know what a Unitarian Universalist means when they say, oh my God. But I can vividly remember my last oh my God experience. It was only a few weeks ago when I was still in Texas over the Thanksgiving holiday. I'd given my reflection at Westside a couple of days earlier, and Gail and I were about to head out for San Antonio when I saw an opinion piece in the Washington Post. The title of the article was, "Don't doom scroll about Trump. Do these 5 things instead." It was written by one of the paper's political journalists, Perry Bacon Jr., and I believe it will be worth your time to read the article if you have access to the Post. But here are 4 of the 5 things Bacon suggests. Join the union at your workplace. Sign up for emails from Indivisible. Join the Democratic Socialists of America and or the Working Families Party. And join a policy group that interests you. Those are 4 of his 5 suggestions. I intentionally skipped over the second item on his list. The action item was what gave me an oh my God experience. Bacon's second action item to do instead of doom scrolling about Trump is to join a Unitarian Universalist congregation. I couldn't believe it. In fact, I'm going to read you exactly what he said in 5 brief paragraphs about us. He said, if you're a Christian, Muslim, Jewish, or other religious group that meets regularly and engages politically skip this. But there is a growing number of Americans, particularly on the left, who are religiously unaffiliated and not regularly congregating with people who share their values. They should consider the Unitarian Universalists. I recently started regularly attending a UU service in Louisville. It's much more political than the Christian churches I have previously been a member of. That turned me off at first. Since politics is essentially my job, I try, usually unsuccessfully, to avoid discussions of elections and government in my off hours. And I was leery of a church whose openly liberal values would clearly turn off Trump supporters and therefore ensure a congregation that didn't include many Republicans. But before the election, church members engaged in politics in a practical way, encouraging congregants to go canvassing in opposition to a proposed constitutional amendment here to create a school vouchers program. It failed. So at least on Sundays, I was in a community of people working on a concrete, discrete local issue, as opposed to nervously speculating about Vice President Kamala Harris's poll numbers. Post-election, I was relieved to be in a space where we openly discussed shared values and ideals we felt had been rejected by America in electing Trump, such as support of immigrants and LGBTQ+ people. Maybe it's just me, but I was laughing out loud when I first read those paragraphs, and I continue to be elated by the way Bacon described us. I've said it before, and you will likely hear me say this again. We need to be together as often as we possibly can right now. We need to be together when people like Perry Bacon Jr. show up to see what we're about. That when people come looking for us, they find a vibrant community of people who hope and love and who appreciates humor and laughter, but who also stands up for justice and doing the little things that matter. If you want to do those little things that matter, I hope you will contact Westsider Cindy Fountain. She is our liaison to the Texas Unitarian Universalist Justice Ministry. And if you, like the Washington Post journalist, want to be engaged in politics in a practical way, please do get in touch with Cindy right away. Because there is work to be done, my friends, and we will do it in community with as much humor as we can possibly stand. I wish you peace. I wish you love, and I wish you laughter. As we stand, in body or spirit, and join together in the singing of our closing hymn, number 122, Sound Over All Waters.
Sound over all waters, reach out from all lands. The chorus of voices, the clasping of hands. Rise, O
Our closing words today are titled Joy. They are by Reverend J. Wolin. Elusive and ever-present, why do I search for you when you are by my side? The pain, the strain, the ever-pounding rain, always present, and still, as if in a silent sanctuary rising up within me, is a view of life that brings a smile, rising up, an unasked-for salve that always reminds me what is long forgotten, that I can laugh and smile just because. And I need not be silent about it. The world needs more joy. I need more joy. And so I choose to smile. Even if you do not know why, feel free to choose to smile back. The chalice is now extinguished, but its light lives on in the minds and hearts and souls of each one of you. Carry that flame with you as you leave this place and share it with those you know, with those you love, and most especially with those you have yet to meet. Please join me in the congregational closing. Go in peace, seeking justice. Go in peace, committed to equal rights and opportunities for all. Go in the peace that is created when together we build communities of true solidarity, deep compassion, and fierce, unrelenting love. In peace. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen.